The new Jawa 350. Now, I'm assuming till now you must have seen a lot of videos of the same bike, but those videos are mostly shot on road or on the flats of Run of Kutch. But my video promises to be different. I have been on the bike since morning. I've ridden the bike across a variety of terrains, the state highways, open roads, as well as trails, soft trails and soft roading. And hence the title of the video. I want to give you my view, my opinion, my verdict on this bike in terms of both on-road performance and the off-road performance. It is not an adventure bike, I know, but with the new motorcycle, you have a longer front suspension and a longer rear suspension, and the older Jawas were known for trail riding and hence this experience of the road. I'm in Bhuj, Gujarat, and in the video, I promise to answer a lot of questions that you have been asking lately. Now, before I move to the important part of the on-road and the off-road performance, I want to take a step back and tell you more about the motorcycle. What a beautiful looking classic motorcycle with high quality finish. This thing needs to be seen in person by you guys to understand what I'm talking about. Over time, Jawa has worked very hard to ensure that the overall quality levels of the motorcycles are not only up there with the best, but even beyond that. This has to be the most nicely crafted motorcycle in terms of the classic looks in the segment. There are a few elements that you need to really see, touch and feel. For example, the fuel filler cap. It looks lovely the way the craftsmanship have been done over here, or the needles inside the speedometer console, or the chrome on the motorcycle. I can't seem to find a fault in terms of the fit and finish. That is the level of stuff Jawa is giving you with the 350. About the motorcycle, it's on sale now. It's at 2.14 lakh rupees ex-showroom daily, which I think is good value for money because there is a lot on offer. I'll speak about that later in the video. The competition, we all know, has to be Royal Enfield and of course the CB350 offerings from Honda, but it's more about hitting the leader in this segment, of course the Enfield, the Classic and the Bullet. Changes have been done to the motorcycle. It is a bigger bike as compared to the earlier version. That's down to the fact that the wheelbase is longer, the front suspension is longer and the rear suspension is longer. The bike is slightly higher as well, and on my particular media bike I have the official accessory add-on. It's a fly screen. So all this put together really makes it a good looking sizable motorcycle on the move. A few elements have been retained, like the retro looking round headlamp. You also have the horn coming in over here, but with the new motorcycle you have a dual horn setup, one ahead below the headlamp and second below the tank over here. Mechanicals, well, it is not an all-new engine. I want to speak about that also. It's the same capacity as the Tarmac, but the whole tuning is on a different level altogether. Torque is over 28 Nm and the power is over 22 PS. A 6-speed gearbox. These are not hot figures on paper, but with the competition, in front of the competition, this is a far quicker and a faster motorcycle. If you have the Enfield in front of it, that's a lazy bike. That is the kind of performance on offer. How quick is the bike from 0 to 100? Well, the run coming up on your screen. Apart from the acceleration, I will speak to you about the actual character of the engine, and then I come to the exhaust note and then the riding part. This engine, of course, we have the dual exhaust setup. This engine is loaded in chrome and it's not a low quality chrome. You can see it's shining right now. I've been riding the bike since morning and yet the shine is over there. The tuning has been done differently as compared to the earlier Jawa. For example, the lower gears, I think the second, third, fourth are slightly on the shorter side for that extra torque and the peppiness coming in. Very important for trail riding or for your urban use. However, when you hit open highways and open roads, I'm told the 6th gear is slightly taller, so the engine rest will be slightly less as compared to the earlier iteration. Talking about highway speeds, well, 80, 85 or 90 also is really the sweet spot coming in. Vibrations are well under control. That's a very good plus point as compared to the competition. Vibrations are really well under control. The moment you start going above 90, 95, vibes will come in from the foot pegs, and then around the 100 mark, more vibes will come from the tank. But that's not what the Jawa 350 is meant for. It's meant for lazy Sunday rides or on open highways at 80, 85, and that is the sweet spot for the motorcycle. Inside town, what I love about the bike has to be the exhaust note. We have taken out the DB killers. I'll come to that part very, very soon. And in town, just shuffling between second, third, fourth, you will love the exhaust note, and there is ample poke available even with the pillion rider. Of course, because the overall gearing 5th, 6th is tall, so you can't really ride the bike at 40, 50 in the 6th gear. You have to downshift. But otherwise, if you're coming from a small capacity motorcycle to the Jawa 350, this will not be intimidating at all. And now the important part about the sound. For a lot of bikers out there in the market, sound is important. The exhaust note is important. And what we have done is we have taken the sound of the exhaust at standstill and then at flybys at various RPMs, including acceleration. That's coming up on the screen right away. And now on the riding part of the Jawa 350. Now I stand 6 feet tall, and for a tall person, you can see how the ergonomics, how the riding triangle is looks like. Triangle as in the handlebar, the seat, and the foot pegs. On the move, this is how I look like on the motorcycle. So I think it's not even for a tall person like me, it doesn't feel puny at all. And the seat, this is basically a single setup over here. There is no hump or bump, which is actually very, very helpful off the road or on a long ride. If you want to just relax for a while, you can push your bump slightly back and then ride the bike as well. So this, in my opinion, is a good thing. On the move, first of all, about the city part, it of course has the adjustable suspension at the rear, and both the suspensions, they are longer than before. I won't call the ride quality as plush, but it's definitely on the comfortable side. So your normal undulations, your normal potholes, your normal speed breakers will not pose an issue for you. Because the suspension is longer, it's at both the ends, the ground clearance has gone up. It is the best in the segment, and that is also something that gives you confidence off the road. What happens off the road? See, this is not an adventure motorcycle, I completely agree, but it can take on soft trails or soft roading very, very easily. I've come to this location around Bhuj. It is a dam. The road coming to here was basically something you can call as a soft trail. Pebbles, no big potholes or undulations, but pebbles and soft sand on the road, and that is where the bike was giving me ample confidence. You can't switch off the rear ABS, but overall the grip from the tires and the torque at all the RPMs was something that gave me a lot of confidence to ride the motorcycle on such trails. And then going back towards the hotel, we had a proper off-roading stretch, a soft-roading stretch with rocks, with big undulations and with small jumps, as you can see on the screen right now. Standing on the foot pegs is not very difficult. The positioning is spot on. Even for a small stint, you want to stand on the foot pegs to take care of the bad roads and to use your knees as a suspension. You can do that. You can even sit on the bike properly and ride through undulations. A big strong point over here has to be the torque from the engine and of course the suspension travel. These two important points make it far better than the competition if you're going off the road. If you plan to come to a location like this on a Sunday morning for your tea or your snacks on the move, you can come here in a very, very comfortable manner. For longer stints on the highway, I would have preferred the seat to be slightly on the softer side, but this is something you can do very easily as an aftermarket add-on. The brakes, they need a special mention. Now these are from Continental, the ABS is from Continental, and the calibration is spot on. In fact, Jawa claims in terms of the braking distance, it is the best in the segment, and I think they are correct in that. The rear tire is now at 130. You have a 100 up front and 130 at the rear, and because these are spoke wheels, so of course this is not a tubeless setup at all. How does the horn sound like? From the earlier single to the dual now, things have improved, and I don't advocate honking, but just in case you want to understand, this is how the horn sounds like. Pretty loud, and should do the job for you to overtake others on the highway. The engine capacity has gone up, but the size of the radiator is pretty compact. Again, they say it is more than ample for the job, but in my opinion, it's winters over here in Bhuj, and even then, while riding the bike, the fan comes in pretty early, possible to keep the engine operating at an optimal temperature for better efficiency and better performance. But all is not well with the Jawa 350. There are a few areas which might need addressing or improvement. A is that the foot pegs are located pretty close to each other for the rider and the pillion. What happens is, if I'm riding on the toes, which we all do usually, if I put my shoes like this, you can make out if a pillion is sitting over here, both the shoes of the rider and the pillion, they will hit each other very easily. So something which will not be very good over a long ride especially. Second is that I know it's a classic motorcycle, but there could have been some extra add-ons in the console over here. I love dials, it's analog, no two ways about it. The design, the finish is superb, but more information could have come in the super small mini display on the inside. Third is that it's got, as of now, it's only got 2 trip meters and an odometer. That's about it. Third is that on the move, in case you want to switch between the trip meters to see how much distance you have done or whatever, you cannot do that. You have to stop the bike, and only then you can toggle between, from the switch over here, toggle between the odometer and the trip meters. I don't remember any of the bike having this feature, so this can be omitted. And more information can come into the console, and the pegs, you need to do something about that, because if I wear UK10 shoes, and look at this, if I again put my shoe over here, I'm almost touching the rear foot peg, which is not a good thing. But apart from that, I cannot find a fault with the motorcycle. Jawa tells me that ever since the bike was introduced in 2018, there have been no major breakdowns or failures or such complaints from customers. That's a very good boosting point for the company, will give them confidence. And even if you want to enter the Jawa family, it's a good thing for you as well, the peace of mind factor. I myself had a Yazdi adventure, which now is with my close friend. He's riding the bike, no mechanical issues at all. So the whole family of classic legends, Yazdi, Jawa and BSA, I think the durability is sorted. You need not worry about that as well. One thing I forgot to mention was the chassis part. It is largely the same, but it has been altered to take in the new long travel suspension at both the ends. But more or less it is the same, and there is no flex at all. I'm riding off the road or soft trails or jumping speed breakers, there is no flex present, and even under emergency hard braking, the bike remains very stable, which is something we don't see in the competition. As a verdict, at 2.14 lakh rupees ex-showroom daily, there's a Jawa 350. I think is good value for money. It looks nice. I love this timeless design. The fit and finish is superb. The engine sounds nice. There is ample poke in the motor, and overall, it's a bigger motorcycle than ever before. Another shortcoming, well, at anything over 90 kmph for your highway cruising, the rear mirrors, they buzz a lot, and hence this hinders your rear visibility. If you're coming from a small capacity motorcycle, this bike will not be intimidating, but just remember, it's more of a retro classic motorcycle. It's a 350cc name tag, but it's not as fast as the modern day small capacity sport bikes in the market, which are 200cc or 250cc. But with the competition that's an offer, the CB350 from Honda or the infield variant lineups, this is a far quicker, a far faster, a far more enjoyable motorcycle, both on road and off road.